this one last degen before we leave. So we both put $100 in Dragon Link. This one's a maxed out Genghis. This is playing a 947 Autumn Moon. Just decided to put $100 in. We're not going to use the whole $100. We've literally got 10 minutes before we need to get an Uber for the airport. So you'll have seen a little bit of planes taking off this morning, and now you're going to see a bonus. So let's see if it's a good one. See if we can get that major before we go home. It's already good numbers. Last spin. No, still very good. $76. Very nice. Right, I'm going to do 250 spins down to 100, and then we're probably going to have to go. So we'll be back if we get anything else.
As Nigel said, we are doing one last gamble before we need to go. I'm doing Autumn Moon, and I got the free games. Let's see if I can get a holding spin.
What's wrong?
Ah, Jesus. Nothing.
谢谢。
550, last spin. Balls, please. Ay, ay, ay.
精彩。
1325, still takes me over 100.
Hello guys, as you can see we made it to the airport. We got through security, which took quite a while, so we're in a bit of a rush now. We're going to try and grab a bite to eat and then head straight to the gate, so we'll update you when we get to San Jose. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Bye for now. Hello guys, we've made it to San Jose. We haven't spoken to you much today. Only time we spoke to you was on the Dragon Link, basically. We've been running around, basically. We got to the airport, plenty of time, got the Uber. Very nice Uber, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got a very posh car. I can't remember what it was now. Infinity something or other. Very nice. Got there in plenty of time, but security was nuts. You said you've never seen it like that.
Yeah, I've travelled before with this airline, and it's never been that crazy. We got there, dropped our stuff off, and then the machine broke down, so we had to move our cases to the other machine. Yeah,
the X-ray broke down. So it took us a while getting through security. So then we hadn't eaten. We had a muffin in the room and a cup of coffee. That was it. And I need food, otherwise I start getting headaches. So we got Starbucks. By the time we'd done that, I bought a t-shirt from a shop because they had a 30% discount on F1 merchandise, so I got a nice t-shirt. There's a, what was it, 37 including tax, which is pretty good. They were 45 plus tax on the strip. And then we headed straight to the gate. We did have a little gamble, didn't get anything, so we didn't show you anything. So I'm 50 down for the day and Jesse's 20 down for the day, so not too bad. We thought we'd have a final little gamble. I tried Wheel of Fortune like I try and do every trip, seeing as everyone seems to win massive hand pays at the airport on Wheel of Fortune. I tend to give it a go. Then we had Southwest flight. For those of you that haven't had a Southwest flight, it's a little strange for me because none of the seats are allocated.
It's free and open seating. You just sit wherever you
pile in the plane and try and get a seat and grab one. We managed to get 2 seats together. The downside was the third person that sat next to us was clearly very sick and shouldn't have even been travelling. She was that sick, constantly coughing and like sniffly and it was horrible for the whole flight. So I'll be amazed if we don't get sick after that, but hopefully we don't. But for anyone that doesn't know about Southwest, if you are travelling internal for the UK people, they are one place that you get 2 free checked bags. So if you're travelling internal after you do your international flight, Southwest is a good option. So we managed to get the tickets. I'll put the price up, but we were going to fly with another company and they were going to charge more for the baggage.
We're going to have to go because they got our luggage down there.
Than we paid for the ticket. So we will go and get our luggage and then we'll end the vlog in a bit. So catch you in a bit. There's 2 ladies running off with our luggage, so we're going to go and find it. While we were vlogging with you, here's everyone else has collected their luggage. So we've now got to go and chase our bags. Oh, Jess is going to run after them before they send it somewhere else. I'm too busy vlogging and shopping to get our bags. We'll go and get them and then I'll be back. So
I ran and got our luggage.
Sorry, we had to cut the video short because they were running off with our luggage because we were the last ones because we were being slow. So yeah, we'll end the vlog there. I might show you a little bit of Thanksgiving and things like that, and maybe our travel day home, but we probably won't talk to the camera too much now. We'll obviously do a recap, so this video will just be the travel day, a bit of over the holidays, and then we'll do a recap afterwards. So hope you've enjoyed the series.
Yes.
Please like and subscribe if you have. Really helps our channel. Leave us a comment, we'd love to hear from you, and we'll catch you in the next one. We have got a little trip planned over Christmas time, so we'll vlog that. But yes, we'll catch you very shortly and do a recap.
Yes.
So bye for now, thanks again.
See ya.
See you later. guys, just wanted to do a recap from the Vegas trip. We're actually recording this the day before you're seeing it. We went to Pitbull last night, so we've had a late night. We didn't get home till about 1 o'clock, was it? Had a good night though. Jess will have posted something on social media by the time you've seen this video anyway. But yeah, we had a good night. It's been a bit of a busy period in our lives. I've basically been using every bit of free time to get the vlogs up, so we haven't had a chance to actually get together to do the recap, so we're doing it now. First thing we wanted to touch on was we got a new camera a couple of days before the trip. The camera that I'm using for this and we used for most of the trip, literally got it 2 days before because the GoPro decided to die, so I had to quickly rush and get a camera. So hopefully the footage is all right. There's a few things I'd probably change. Like, I don't know whether I could probably zoom in the camera a little bit more, especially on some of the bonuses where I'm filming them over Jess's shoulder. But hopefully most of the footage has come out half decent. And the only thing with you got Jess a new phone for her birthday, and it was the first time using that for vlogging, and we've discovered that she needs to talk louder.
Well, I tend to put the music of the machine loud, so there's no music from the actual casino playing, but I kept my normal tone of voice, except when we were in Circa.
Yeah.
But it was like I was screaming onto the phone. But other than that, yeah, definitely need to speak louder because some of the clips were like, huh?
Yeah. Some were you couldn't understand, and there was a couple of bonuses that I cut out because you can't actually hear Jess speaking at all. All you can hear is the bonus. But we'll learn, and it was our first time doing a bit of face cam as well. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing our faces, and rather than just seeing the scenery, we'll do a bit of a mixture. But hopefully we think it's a bit better with showing our faces a bit more, and you get to see us rather than just the scenery the whole time. First thing we'll probably talk about is the hotels. We did 3 new hotels, or brand new to Jess. I've stayed at one of them before, but like many years ago. I think it was 2008 on my first trip. So we stayed at Rio for the first time. That was 2 comp nights, even though we only stayed at 1. That was an offer match with our MGM offers. Contacted them and they offer matched my offers. So we got 2 nights free and some resort credit and some free play. I'll put it all on the screen as we're talking about the hotels, about different ones and how much we paid and things like that. What were your thoughts on Rio?
It was good. I found it a bit weird with the resort credit because we were going to use it, the first night when we got there?
Yeah.
At the food court. And it was like, oh, you can't use... Well, we needed to use they have like these tablet things where you place your order, like in Resorts World.
Yeah.
And you couldn't use your credit there.
Yeah.
So it was a bit pointless because you would then go to the counter of ordering food and they're like, oh no, order there.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but how do I use my credit?
Yeah, so unfortunately you can't use your resort credit at the food hall in Rio. Whether that's a temporary thing or whether that's a permanent thing, we were trying to use up the resort credit that night and they wouldn't let us, so we decided to keep it for the next day and do hash house. But apart from that, we had the drainage issue in the shower, but other than that, it was a good stay.
I was unaware of that. I was in the shower, so I didn't know.
But yeah, other than that, it was a good stay. It's a work in progress. I think it'll be really quite nice when they've got it all done. The refurbished rooms were nice, so didn't really have much to complain about other than that.
I liked it. It was fine.
Yeah, we'd definitely stay there again, wouldn't we? It's an opportunity to stay just off strip. It is walking distance, although you wouldn't want to walk that in the evening. That's all I'd say. Daytime, fine. We did it last year when we stayed at Gold Coast. We walked to the strip, but yeah, it's a decent stay, I thought. We'd definitely stay again. Then we moved on to MGM Grand for 7 nights. 4 of those nights were completely comped with my account, and then we did 3 nights on Jess's account. We just paid resort fees basically. So again, I'll put that on the screen what we paid, and we got some free play and resort credit with that. We've always had separate accounts, MGM accounts, purely so that we can book one offer and then follow it with a second offer so we don't have to move. When we first went to Vegas together, we were moving 2 or 3 times, and packing's a nightmare. Jess hates packing.
I hate packing.
So we now just try and stay in one place and then double book if we want to stay somewhere else. So that's what we did. But MGM, thoughts on that?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It's a perfectly good room. I wouldn't rate it any better than Luxor, in my personal opinion. We stayed in the Pyramid room multiple times, and I'd say it's an equal room. Location was amazing for MGM, but that was the only thing, basically, for what its trip was. To have access to the monorail was amazing for F1 weekend. So that's basically why we stayed there. But it was good, but I wouldn't say it was amazing. But the location is slightly better, so that was good. And then obviously we moved to Fontainebleau for a couple of nights.
Luxury.
Which, like I say, we double booked, so we took advantage of an offer match on that as well. That was completely comp for 2 nights. And we had 65 free play and $100 of resort credit, so we made use of all of that. But yeah, that is an amazing hotel. If you get a chance to stay there, we'd 100% recommend it. That without doubt is the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Yes.
Not just in Vegas, anywhere. So we would recommend that. It's not just the hotel room, all the staff, they're so friendly and helpful. We wouldn't have a bad word to say about any of it. Some people say that the casino's not very lively and things like that, but we found it quite...
Every time we've been in there, I think it's been fine. There's not been an issue of it being too dead or too quiet. It's always been pumping. It's good. Drinks are always literally... we keep being asked if we want to drink. We've never had an issue with drinks there as well. So.
We hear different reviews and that, but our personal experience is the whole property was amazing. We can't fault it at all. So we'd definitely stay there again. It's just a shame that we could only fit 2 nights in, because I did get offered 4 nights, but there was no way we could fit them in this trip, and I didn't want to risk doing it next trip if the offer match wasn't still there and we'd lose out on doing it at all. So hopefully with what we've put in money wise, we might get some offers. We've got a few little offers here and there, but we'll see. We'll probably try and stay there. I'd pay to stay at that property, and wouldn't say that about most properties, because when you're getting them comped, why would you pay somewhere? But it was that good that I would pay to stay there if we get some decent offers. Then we'll move on to sort of F1 weekend, basically.
Amazing.
We had we did have an amazing time there. It was, as I said in the vlog, we basically checked how much it was going to be to stay the F1 weekend, and MGM Grand was completely free for the 3 nights over F1 weekend, so we decided to go. We didn't necessarily have an intention of going to the race, but just before we went, it was like a couple of months before, was it?
Prices dropped a bit.
They started offering single day tickets instead of weekend day tickets. So anyone that's thinking about maybe going, you can always hold out as long as you're not desperate for going to the race, because we had a great time, didn't we? So even the fan experience that we did the day before that you got tickets for free, that was really good. It's a completely free event, and there was quite a lot to do. And but yeah, the whole F1 weekend, we really enjoyed it. I know it's not for everyone, and if you're not into F1, it's a big pain, but we had a really good time. I'll be doing a separate vlog, sort of like as a F1 helpful guide sort of thing, because we didn't see anything on, especially the Sphere Zone, but I don't think anything on any of them really about what happens and what it's like in the zones and things like that. So I'll do a video that will go up in a few weeks' time, just with a bit more information about F1. But if you are planning on going, I would say we would definitely do it again, but we'd go earlier, wouldn't we? Yeah. We arrived, 2 days before? Did we arrive on the Wednesday? And it was starting on the Thursday, so it would be 1 day before, wouldn't it? Or something like that. We've arrived basically with all the race engineers and all that, which was cool to arrive with that. And we had a picture with Bono, which you will have seen just before this clip. That was good, but we would go for probably 3 or 4 days before that, because then you can get in the atmosphere and things like that.
Last year when we went, 2 years ago
Yeah.
now, I was hunting out for people, famous people, and drivers and all that. This time I didn't have a chance. It was just like, right, we're going, look around quickly, but no, you can't. You don't see, we didn't even go see all the cars that they have in different casinos. Like the last time we did, we went to different places. They had different cars, different, like the trophy bits, like all of that. This time, none of that. We didn't have time.
Yeah. So it was a bit of a rush because we got there so late. I know we had a day off strip straight away, but it was still a bit of a rushed sort of time. So I'd definitely go a couple of days before when we did. So sort of 3-4 days before the race weekend starts. And then you can take in the atmosphere and, like you say, they have lots of pop-up things there for the race week sort of thing before, and then as soon as it's race day they take it all down because they all take it and put it on the plane and go home with it sort of thing. So you have to get everything done before the race starts almost. So that would be the only thing that we'd recommend, but like I say, I'll do a video with a bit more in depth about it for anyone thinking of going this year. Food's the next one, isn't it?
My favourite.
Yeah. So we went to our old favourites and some sort of recent favourites like Sayalitas. We went for the first time last trip, loved it, so we went back this time. Diablo's we try and go every trip, but we also managed to get some new places. Went to Mr. Mama's for breakfast, as you saw. That was really good. It's somewhere that we've not heard too much about, so we wanted to do something a bit different from all the normal ones that everyone talks about, and just found it on Facebook, did you? And we had a great meal there. It was really nice. It was perfect for our off-strip day to get the day started there. And then the other place that we went to new was Don's Prime, which we're going to talk about our favourite food, but we might as well just skip straight to that. Don's Prime was our favourite meal of the trip. So we would highly recommend that place. That's the best food I've ever eaten. I mean, we don't go to fancy restaurants very often, you know, or at all for that matter, but we have eaten at Hugo's Cellar downtown. We've eaten at another couple of places, but that is by far the best food I've ever eaten. Not just steak. That's the best meal I've ever eaten.
It was amazing.
And your salmon was really good. The sides were good. It was
service.
the service.
Even just like the welcoming, everything was fine.
Logan, our server, amazing. Can't say anything bad about it at all. And even the price wasn't that bad, as we said in the vlog. We used obviously resort credit and everything, but I think the bill was still $170 for all.
If we didn't have the resort credit, I would still be willing to pay that because it was that good.
Yeah.
And even if it was a bit more expensive, I'd be like, I'm gonna pay it because it was food that. It's not like, oh, it was really nice. No, it was the best meal we've had. Yeah. So it's going to be difficult if we get room credit or resort credit there again, not to go there. So we might not be trying other restaurants there because we're just going to have to go there. So, but yeah, is that anything else you want to mention on food or no? Okay, we'll move on to gambling then. We had a pretty good trip actually. We had some nice wins. It was a bit up and down here and there, but overall we had a decent trip. Jess had her best day gambling on the off-strip day with Durango and Red Rock. You know, coming home 700 up for the day's gambling is ridiculous when our budget was $280. So she came back with nearly $1,000. So it's nuts. But yeah, we had a great day, and the entire trip between us, we lost $700, which I would take as a win. Yeah, not bad.
That's less than $100 a day between us, and some of that we lost on the final night because we decided why not risk it?
Risks.
Yeah, and do big spins for us. Might not be for other people, but for us, anything sort of $250, $5 is out of what we normally bet because the money goes very quick.
Yeah.
So we lost $200 or $300 probably.
In like 5 minutes?
Yeah, just doing that. So when you consider 700 and 300 of that was risking big spins, it could have paid off, but it didn't this time. But yeah, we'd take that as a win every time. $100 a day for entertainment and all that is great. So Other thing we'll touch on is how we did this trip this time. We basically did shorter time in Vegas, and then we went to California. But previous years, like the year before, we actually went when we went to the F1. Your parents met us after the race weekend in Vegas, so that's how we've always sort of got Jess and her family together, if that makes sense. This time we decided to do it slightly different because Jess wanted to go home for Thanksgiving and me to experience Thanksgiving at her house. So this time we decided to do a shorter period in Vegas and then a period in California, which I think worked quite well.
Yeah.
It did mean that we had a limited time in Vegas, but all I think we'd do next time is just extend the holiday. Me personally, that's the shortest time I've ever been in Vegas. So that was 8 nights. Yeah, 8 nights. That's the shortest I've ever been in Vegas, and I found that was too short. I would want at least 10 nights. I think it was more rushed because of the F1, but I'd like to do 10 nights. So probably we'd do this again, definitely. But I think we'd extend the Vegas trip and probably extend the California as well, because we only did 6 days or 6 nights in California, and that went very quickly as well. What was nice though is having the hour flight to California. So we stayed up late on the final day, but you've only got to get on a plane for an hour, and then you can just chill out at Jess's family's house and recover for the week. Which is quite nice after a partying in Vegas. You get a week to recover and relax and then come home. So it's not quite the strain on the body and that as having a full. I mean, the year before we did 18 nights, did we? In November the year before, and
our bodies were ready to come home.
We'd never say we'd want to go home for Vegas, but our bodies were like, "You've had enough. You need to go home." So I think. And
then coming back and trying to adjust to this time, it was like, oh my god. I felt hungover for like a whole month.
It was difficult, but it was definitely a good way of doing it. We used the Southwest flight to get from Las Vegas to San Jose, which is the closest place to pick us up, basically, for Jesse's mum to come and pick us up. Great. It's a bit of a weird thing, as I said in the vlog you've just watched about the non-allocated seating, but the fact that you get to take 2 checked luggage with you on that flight for no extra cost, it's a great way of doing internal flights. If any of you guys are flying into Vegas and then want to go somewhere for a few days and then fly back again, or fly home from a different destination as we did, it's a good airline to try. It's fairly low cost, and it's we didn't have too many problems with it. It's quite good. Next thing we'll touch on is your favourite part of the trip, because we've not got too much more to talk about. So what was your favourite part?
F1 and Fontainebleau.
Okay.
No questions asked. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, I don't think we need to elaborate. We've sort of covered that. Mine would definitely be the F1. I've never been to an F1 race before. I know Jess hasn't, but I've been following it for many years.
I just recently started when I started talking to him, but it's not like, oh yeah, I'll watch it just because you like it. Like, I enjoy watching it. Like, I get into it. I'm like, oh my god, there's a crash. Oh my god, this. I get into it, and then I've been watching it on the TV for a long time with him, but then to actually be at the actual race, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, I enjoyed it, even though you see the cars go zoom, and that's it, but just the atmosphere, everyone getting into it, it was great.
I mean, the vlog probably doesn't do it justice, because as Jess said, all you're seeing is a car whiz past, but it being there for the race, that whole night was amazing. We had Ludacris on performing. The food there was included in the price of the ticket. All of it was really good. Can't really fault the place. We had a great time. That was definitely my highlight of the trip, seeing an F1 race for the first time, and to watch F1 in my favourite city, amazing. Can't really top that. So that's why we said we'd probably go again, but we need to not go for a couple of years and calm it down, I think. But yes, so that was our favourite part. Worst part of the trip?
Feeling sick. I've never felt this ill or that ill when we were there. Like, I've had stomach issues. I wouldn't eat, or if I ate, I felt sick. It was...
Yeah.
I felt tired the whole time. I don't think I've ever felt like that before.
I was the same to a certain extent, especially the first couple of days. I mean, we're used to the jet lag, or just less so, but she's done a few now since she's been here. And, I mean, that's my 10th trip to Vegas, I think. And we've been going regularly for the last 4 or 5 years as well, once or twice a year. That is the worst I've ever felt. And I think it must have been more than just jet lag, because it took 2 days of me feeling absolutely rough. As I said I think it was the second day's vlog, I nearly didn't vlog this because I felt terrible. It just didn't feel too much better. But I was really pushing through to be like, oh, I've got to film some of this. And I nearly didn't vlog this trip. So I'm glad we did, because we got all the F1 footage and things like that. But yeah, we just felt rough. And then randomly it would reappear feeling a bit rough. I mean, we was at America, and halfway through eating our steak dinner, I was like, oh, I don't feel too great. And it sort of cleared up, but it was just randomly feeling down under the weather the whole trip. It would just randomly appear. You had a couple of... we
were going to go, downtown?
Yeah,
and I was like...
We got to Fontainebleau, checked in and that, and you were like, oh, I don't think I can go anywhere.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just stay here. Do you want to just go downstairs? Then I just took a rest for a moment. I was like, you know what, we need to go, because I wanted to go downtown. It was that neon festival thing.
Festival of Nights,
I was like, I do want to go. We went, and I was like, I don't feel great.
Yeah.
And then had a bit of food. I had soup. I love soup. Anytime I'm sick, I have soup and I feel better. But after that, I was like, I feel okay. And then later throughout the night, I was like, I feel great now. There's no problem. But then 2-3 days later, I was like, oh, I don't feel good again. Like, it kept going and coming. It was bad.
It was very strange. I don't know what the issue was, but we're used to being there. Like I said, the year before we were there for 18 nights and didn't feel that bad at any point in the trip. But for some reason, this trip, we both felt a bit rough. So that was the unfortunate thing. We still pushed on through and had a great time, but it was a bit unfortunate at times that certain things we couldn't get done because... we weren't feeling it, but that's pretty much it, I think. Is there anything else you want to talk about the trip?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's it.
Yeah. We just want to say thanks for the incredible support this vlog series. We especially love the comments. We've sort of done all right with the views before, but this is the first time we've had sort of multiple comments on vlogs, and that is quite nice to hear from you guys. We love the comments.
Yes.
So feel free to comment anytime, whether it's good or whether you've got something that you think we should be doing or anything like that. We'd love the comments. If you've got any questions for us about the trip or about what we're doing or anything like that, then feel free to leave them in the comments. If you've got loads of questions, we might even do a Q&A, but if not, we'll just answer them in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much in it.
Yeah.
Please, if you've liked the series, like and subscribe. We are so close to 500 now. We're currently sitting at 420, so it's steady increasing. We'd love to be able to get to 500, but yeah, we're loving all of the support that you've given us, and can't thank you enough to every single one of you that's liked, subscribed, or just watched the vlogs.
Feels nice when we read comments.
Yeah.
like, oh, I just watched a vlog. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
people actually watch me.
It's really nice.
Be a weirdo when I have alcohol.
Well, yes. that, you know, I mean, if you would like to put in the comments, get Jess drunk more often, you know.
Please don't.
Because there's some interesting videos. I've cut some of them, but some of them I leave in just for entertainment. But yeah.
I swear I do forget people are going to watch this. And I just be myself, especially when I'm drunk and I make weird faces.
Yep.
And then I'm like, when we're reviewing them, I'm like, why did I do that? This is going out to people are going to watch this.
I'm sometimes editing at the computer with my headphones on. She's like, why are you laughing? I was like, well, you'll find out when you proof watch this video because it's hilarious. But yeah, so yeah, thanks again to everyone. It's been immense, the amount of support that we've had. As for the future, you'll be seeing a vlog of Brussels shortly when I get it put together. like I say, it's been nuts. I might take a week or two off and then do the Brussels one. I'll see. Depends how much time I get. We are still quite busy at the moment. We've got personal things we need to get sorted out, so it might be a couple of weeks down the line. But there is a Brussels vlog from our trip over Christmas. We went for a couple of nights to Brussels as a Christmas treat and Christmas market because you wanted to go to a Christmas market, so we went to Brussels. So that'll be coming shortly. We'll no doubt be doing other things. You just follow us on our social media. That's where you'll find out more about us. Instagram and Facebook, where Jess is generally posting what we're doing like the day of or the day after. And then there will be a Vegas trip this year. We can't announce when yet, but we will be going back this year. Got some things to finalise and set of dates and things like that, but we will definitely be going back this year. So you'll be getting some Vegas content before the end of the year, no doubt.
Yes.
Anything more from you, Jess?
Just thank you for every comment, every like. Just appreciate it. And keep following. Unless you get bored of my randomness.
No, we can never. We'll put more randomness in, I think. Right, we'll say goodbye then, guys. Thanks again for everything. And we'll see you in the next one, alright?
Bye.
Bye for now.